Namaskaram. So what is Diwali? Growing up in the US, all I really heard about it was that it was the festival of lights. It means light over darkness, which all sounds really nice. But what's the festival really about? How can it enhance the way that we live today? There is a reason behind everything that we do. So the festivals in our culture were created by our ancestors at specific times as per the lunisolar calendar. So the festivals are in tune with the cycles of the sun and the moon, and hidden inside these festivals are simple methods that optimize our body, our mind, our emotions, and our spirit in a big way. But because they made them so fun and celebratory, no one questioned, why do we do them? They just enjoyed it. But today, our minds have changed. We want the ROI, the reason or the logic, even before we celebrate. So amongst all these festivals, Diwali or Deepavali. Diwali comes from the Sanskrit word Deepavali, which means rows of lamps. So depending on which region of India or Bharat you're from, Diwali is celebrated anywhere from 1 or 3 or even 5 days. The first day is Dhanteras. It's deeply connected with Dhanvantari, deity of medicine and healing. It's from him that Ayurveda, not the watered down Ayurvedic spas that you see in hotels and things, but the entire science of health originated from him. Actually, today, many businesses have made Dhanteras about buying new gold or silver, but it's about taking steps toward health, well-being, and abundance. Have you noticed how many people who are very wealthy, prosperous, but not able to truly enjoy it? Either they're too stressed about something or they're busy running after the next target. That's because we need peace of mind and abundant health in order to sustain and enjoy our success. So that is the blessing of Dhanvantari, to make prosperity meaningful by giving us the health and the vitality to enjoy it. And all the grand feasts that you see in our festivals come from this abundance. As an agrarian society, abundance traditionally meant food, annam. And in some regions, on this day, they worship Yama Deva, the deity of death. Yama is generally feared, but it's one of the rare times when he's honored. They do certain Yama Tarpana, lighting a lamp toward the south, offering sesame seeds and water while chanting his name, seeking protection from Akala Mrityu or untimely death in our families. In Nepal, this is called Tihar festival. They worship the cow, crow, and dog. But Yama is not only the Mrityu Devata or the deity of death, he is also the Pitrapati, the guardian of the ancestors. All the light and wealth that we may receive in life are incomplete without acknowledging the blessings of our ancestors, because it's them who have blessed us to be born on this planet, to enjoy this world, and we are sitting on their shoulders, enjoying the prosperity. Day 2 is the Roopa Chaturdashi or the Narakasura Chaturdashi. Roopa means form. So the day begins very early during the Brahma Muhurtam around 3:40 a.m., which is considered a most powerful time of the day for spiritual practices. And actually today many refer to it as the veil hour, when the boundary between the physical and the spiritual world is the thinnest. They take oil bath or abhyanga, which many physical benefits people know about, but oil is also believed to draw out negative emotions and release any heaviness, so like a detox. People also do other kinds of beautification and self-care. These aren't seen as a vanity. In our culture, the body itself is seen as a deity or a temple for the divine, because the life essence is within this body. So we take care of it through these cleansing rituals. And then the main Diwali day.
Why do we light all the lamps?
The devils don't come.
The devils don't come?
Amavasya is the darkest night of the month. There's an increased tamas or inertia. As the autumn sets in, as the days become shorter, the nights become colder. You may have either experienced or heard of the winter depression or SAD, this seasonal affective disorder. It's kind of a gloom or a hopelessness that sets in when the weather becomes cold and dark. So Deepavali, the festival, comes right at this time to bring in warmth, light, joy. Families come together, have a wonderful feast. They light dozens or maybe even hundreds of lamps around their home or around their neighborhood. The lamps are clay or terracotta or brass, and the flame of the lamp is the Agni element, the fire. So even today in Western culture, an evening candle is carefully placed and lit, right? We want to create a subtle ambience of coziness, even romance or love if the situation goes like that. That's because around the flame there is a field of ether or akasha, which brings a sort of a merging. The subtle ether nourishes our health, our perception, and improves the entire home and the space by just even a single lamp. So that's why we do it every day. Across the world too, fire has always been sacred. In various indigenous cultures, you may have seen it used in rituals of healing or purification, renewal. It's often seen as a direct bridge to the spirit world. All the Devatas, whatever we are doing through our pujas and our mantra chanting, it is through this ether or akasha that we can establish a connection and invite them into our space and into our lives. So when our grandparents and elders would say things like, if you don't light a lamp, Lakshmi won't enter the home, they were referring to this field of the akasha, subtle doorway through which the divine enters our world. Another important tradition is the making of the rangoli or kolam. Kolam was traditionally not just decoration. It is a rice flour as a humble food offering to the ants, the birds, and the small creatures who live outside the home. Also, with the proper attention, if you do regular making of a kolam, it's almost like a yogic process because these are sacred geometric forms. So on the Deepavali day, we also include the designs of the Lakshmi Charan or the Lakshmi Padam, Lakshmi feet, goddess Lakshmi entering the home. So the pujas, they start with the Ganapati puja, and then after that we do the Lakshmi puja to honor and invite the goddess of wealth and prosperity into our lives. Some families do this very elaborately, passed down through the generation in a particular way. Even a simple version, just lighting a lamp, chanting a mantra, offering fruit or flowers is good to do. The key aspects to all of our festivals and our culture is never about how much we do. It is the bhava or the feeling, because without our intention, these methods are just like dry firewood. It doesn't matter how much you keep doing, it won't burn, it won't be a source of light for us. Only when we light it with the positivity, the love, and the intention in our heart, that wood becomes light in our lives. Fireworks are also closely associated with Diwali, and the roots go back to a very specific reason. The time before Diwali is known as Pitru Paksha, which is when we honor our ancestors. They say this is the time the ancestors come visiting, and rituals are done to ensure they're happy and they enter the Pitru Loka. Celebrating with sparkling lights or firecrackers were actually done to guide the ancestors, to ensure the ancestors go back to the Pitru Loka, which is their home. Deepavali has been celebrated across India for thousands of years, and many important events actually happened on this day. In the north, Sri Rama returned to Ayodhya after defeating Ravana, and to welcome him, the people of Ayodhya lit hundreds of lamps across the town. Krishna and Satyabhama being victorious over Narakasura. During the Samudra Manthan, when the ocean was churned, many treasures emerged on this day, including Dhanvantari and Devi Lakshmi herself. Diwali is also believed to be the wedding day of Lakshmi and Vishnu, and in Jainism, Mahavira attained his final nirvana on Diwali day. So through the ages, these lamps, Diwali lamps, have celebrated so many triumphs, moments where dharma or purity prevailed over the negative forces. Today, Diwali is celebrated by more than 1 billion people in over 140 countries, and some states in the US are including Diwali as a school holiday, which was definitely never a thing when I was growing up. It's also one of the largest celebrations, not only for Hindus, but also for the Jains and the Sikhs. But these days, in many places, it's become just another socializing get-together as people move away from the essence and forget the meaning behind it. Even a century or two ago, we used to live in a close-knit village with a tremendous sense of closeness. Life was very different for us. Deepavali then was more about what we gave than what we received. But somewhere along the way, maybe as capitalistic forces began to shape our lives, we started to believe that having more brings joy. But is it really true? Like when you cook a meal for someone that you love, isn't the joy of watching them enjoy it even greater than eating more and more yourself? So that's why daan or giving is so central to Diwali. We share meals, we do seva, we give in whatever way we can. It's the true heart of the festival. Gratitude expressed through generosity, really offering from the heart. Then the blessings of Lakshmi Devi will be with you too. There's a tremendous sense of community in our festivals, and this addresses one of humanity's greatest problems today, loneliness. Our ancestors addressed so many of today's struggles, like mental health issues, just through simple cultural practices. They just wove it in. But today, because many of the explanations aren't always very convincing or clear, people tend to move away from them, even in India. And the result is a rise in instability, mental health issues across all ages and backgrounds. Bringing these practices back is the first step toward a more joyful, healthy, and prosperous humanity. So what I've shared here is just a snapshot of the key elements of Deepavali. There are also many regional differences. For example, in West Bengal, Kali Pooja is performed on this Amavasya night, what we celebrate as Diwali. Some traditions come from the indigenous practices that evolved over centuries in that space. And that is the beauty of our culture. It has so many shades, but it's all from the same root. Like nature. It's just diverse and spontaneous, but yet deeply united with a very core thread. So in the same way, this video is not a fixed rule book. There are infinite layers and meanings to these traditions. As we walk this path of practicing them, the truths slowly reveal themselves to us, each in a very personal and beautiful way. That is the joy of seeking. Happy Deepavali.